Jon Snow has a secret twin sister that he does not know about, nor does she, because, of course she's another secret Targaryen, because we need another secret Targaryen. But it's okay, because you've met her and you'll know who she is. So who is she? Why, it's Meera Reed, of course. That's so obvious. Why didn't you figure that out on your own? The secret Targaryens, they're everywhere. They're a dime a dozen. Just throw a rock, you'll probably hit one. If you haven't caught on yet, this is a theory, okay? But if you don't remember who Meera Reed is, allow me to remind you in the context of, the greater story. So we first meet Meera Reed when her and her younger brother, Jon Reed, go to Winterfell to basically go help Bran out. They're the ones that help Bran travel north of the Wall and eventually get him to the Three-Eyed Crow, Bloodraven. And of course, there's a lot of mystery and intrigue around these two because their father is the ever mysterious and oh so invisible Howland Reed. Say hello to Howland Reed, the literal white whale of the A Song of Ice and Fire series. This man is a mystery. This man is never given to us, and if we could just know him, if we could just speak to him, we would know everything. We would have everything figured out. All the mysteries would, not be mysteries any longer. Because the thing to know about Howland Reed is the one live man in the kingdom who has seen everything. He is the only surviving member of Ned Stark's party that went down to the Tower of Joy where Rhaegar had left Lyanna under, guard. So everything that happened with Lyanna around her death, the only other human being that knows about it is this motherfucker, and he just hides in a swamp. No, but seriously, they live in a literal floating castle in a swamp called Greywater Watch. Because House Reed literally lives in the Reeds. But they live in the Neck, which is the part of the north that's like right by the Riverlands that has become like real swampy. There's lots of theories that the Children of the Forest, when they try to get rid of the First Men, they basically did like a kablooey and it like all the water like rushed in and made it a swamp. But anyway, Howland Reed lives there. He lives there out of our reach, so we don't get to know all the information that he knows. And part of the information that he might know is that Jon Snow has a secret twin sister. Like, it's Meera, you get it. Yeah. Okay, so if you're thinking that this is a stretch, it is. But let's talk about some of the theorizing why people think that this is a thing. So the first part, and honestly the biggest piece of justification that most people use to talk about this, are the fact that the book description of Meera and the book description of Jon Snow are very, very similar. They just look alike. And even in the TV show, even though they don't quite look exactly as they're described in the book, both of them, I think, are supposed to have like straighter hair. But, even in the show, they are casted in a way where they look quite alike. Also, Meera is the exact same age as Jon Snow. They were both born in 283, which is like right around like the aftermath of Robert's Rebellion. So there you go. So they look alike, they're the same age, and well, if we assume that he's going to be a Targaryen in the book, then we know where he came from, so you, Missy, you're probably from the same place. But the idea is that, as the only other person who left the Tower of Joy with Ned in the aftermath of Lyanna dying very mysteriously, what if, Ned took one twin and Howland took the other, and then that's another reason why Ned and Howland basically never saw each other again. They each stayed in their respective castles. They did not interact after that, despite Ned talking very highly about Howland and how he saved his life, it was a good dude and is seemingly a good friend, but they're never visiting. Why is that? It's because the twins can't meet each other, because if they see each other and they do the whole the Spider-Man pointing thing, it'll just be too obvious, For a while, this was the only kind of evidence for the theory that I heard of, the ages lining up, the descriptions lining up, and the Howland Reed of it all. But I did recently hear another tidbit, which is interesting, I will say, and that is how many Kingsguard were at the Tower of Joy with Lyanna. Because we know from the books and even the TV show that there were 3 Kingsguard at the Tower of Joy because Ned and Howland Reed and the other members of Ned's party had to basically fight them off. But why were there specifically 3 Kingsguard there? That's a little strange, and let me tell you why that's strange. So one of the normal protocols with the Kingsguard is they are each basically picked to be a protector for one of the members of the royal family. Like in the main series, like little Tommen has a member of the Kingsguard who is his protector. You have Joffrey who has one. It's the Hound. He's eventually, part of the Kingsguard, and like Cersei has one. But yeah, so the point is, even though their job is to generally protect the king, a lot of the times with the royal family, they get like one person in particular that they watch out for. So the fact that there are 3 Kingsguard at the Tower of Joy feels kind of strange, okay? And since at the Tower of Joy, there was only really supposed to be Lyanna, some people argue that the fact that there were 3 of them mean that there was like one station to protect the 3 people that Rhaegar wanted protected, Lyanna, and then the twins. Now, I don't really know how well this fits because, again, I'm not sure that they would have, like, known that they were having twins. Like, maybe that was, like, a medieval capability that I'm just, like, not aware of. But I don't know that he would have known that there was going to be twins and so there would be a need for 3. And so that might just be, like, an extraneous detail. Yeah, I don't know. But what we do know is, Lyanna obviously had a very difficult birth because it ended up, killing her. And, ooh, what's more of a difficult birth in medieval times than twins? Yay! Sorry, I'm just gonna keep saying twins, like, in that excited tone. It's fine. So yeah, y'all tell me what you think. I'm not personally sold on this one. I don't need another secret Targaryen. I don't know how many times I have to say that phrase in one of these videos. Like, the theories are fun. Like, I will say they're fun, but like, personally, for the story, I don't need it myself, Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what other theories you want me to talk about if I haven't talked about them already. And yeah, who else is a secret Targaryen? Woohoo! Okay, goodbye.